Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which is the Great Conjunction. And there's been a lot of buzz around this being the age of Aquarius. So I wanted to kind of talk about some of this energy and pull a few cards and have some time together to see what energy comes forward and what guidance is necessary for us right now. So let me just readjust this a little bit. It's about as good as it's going to get. So this live is going to be covering the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, like I just said. So Jupiter, hello, welcome guys. So Jupiter is the energy of expansion, luck, explosive random things happening. It can be a really super powerful energy, and Saturn is the energy of restriction, limitation, rules, needing to do the hard work. So I get the sense that these two planets together are going to be a really powerful new beginning, and they're both happening at 0 degrees in Aquarius. So this has been talked about a lot from a multitude of different astrologers. Some of the ones that I recommend are Astrology with Heather, Astrotash, Gregory Scott, Astrolata, and I think there was one more. I can't remember. If I remember, I will say it, obviously. So hi, Leanna. Great to see you. So this is an intense energy that we're in. It's happening right now, today. You might even be able to see Jupiter and Saturn coming together in the sky, as they will be forming almost like a Christmas star. So this is the first time that this has happened in hundreds of years. And this energy is setting us up for a 20-year cycle going forward. So this Aquarian energy is going to be affecting our society and our individual manifestations at a subjective level for the next 20 years or more. So technically this cycle is 200 years, which is within an 800-year cycle and a 26,000-year cycle. So this is, yeah, it's a really amazing time to be alive. This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of astrological event, and it's kicking off a lot of expansive energies. Now, that being said, with every energy comes the opposite end of that spectrum, and some members of society or individuals may choose to embody that aspect of the energy. So the sort of lower vibrational aspects of Jupiter and Saturn are restriction, rules, limitations, disempowerment, indulgence, and yeah, there can be some restrictions on social media because it's in Aquarius. So we've already started to see that happening with Instagram and Facebook coming out with some new disclosure laws and rules of regulations of use. So there's a lot of kind of buzz around that right now. They're wanting to, I think, film your facial reactions as you're scrolling to see what you react to the most and what would be most beneficial to show you. So the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius in and of itself, is about technology, but it's also about humanitarianism and how we can create a better society at the mental level. So this is going to be a bit of a shift in terms of what humanity can expect. I feel like technically we've been in the age of Aquarius for a while now. And some astrologers don't believe that this is even the beginning of it. So there's a lot of kind of back and forth about that, because nobody really knows when Aquarius in that large equinox cycle really started. So there's people who say it started like 800 years ago. There's people who say it's starting now. There's people who say it's not starting for another however many 100 years. So there's a lot of back and forth around that. And I'm not personally an astrologer. I'm a Reiki master, a tarot reader, and an Akashic reader. But I love astrology for the fact that it really has a lot of insight into the energies that are around, and the impact that they have on society is tangible and can be measured. So we are moving into Aquarius, which is the sign of intelligence and creativity and expansion. So, you know, think of Renaissance type of energy. This will be the Renaissance of our time, and that will bring with it new philosophies, new beliefs, new areas of study and expansion. This can bring a lot more space travel and technology as well. Could be in terms of, you know, advancement in social media technology, algorithms, AI, that kind of thing, as well as robotics, and yeah, anything in terms of study, learning, and technology. So it'll be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. But I wanted to grab some cards and see what energy they wanted to talk about in terms of this conjunction and what it's going to bring us. I also recommend that you guys set your intentions. And this is going to be, it's like a new moon energy on steroids. So it's not technically involving the moon at all, but it's a big new beginning. So set your intentions, and these are long lasting intentions for the next 20 years. So be very sort of considerate of what you want to create, what you want to shape in your reality, and how you would like things to play out for you. So it's a big one, write it down. Make a list, do a vision board, do what you have to do to really make sure that it's concrete and solid in your mind of what you want to create in the next 20 years moving forward. So let's see what the cards have to say for this conjunction. Wow, they're really coming out. Okay, so we have heart healing was the first one that I saw come out. Then integrity, so another heart chakra type of energy with the green. Sensitivity, very heart-centered, that's interesting. Higher will and power. Okay, so this is a lot of energy that we have to work with around this conjunction and moving forward for the next 20 years. So this is a lot of heart balancing, heart healing, coming into integrity with what we really want to see as a global society and individually in our lives. Where is our integrity? What do we believe? And how does that relate to our connection to others through our heart, through collective consciousness? I really feel like this is an activation of Christ consciousness. So Christ consciousness is crystallized consciousness, which is expanded to the fifth dimensional level and beyond. So this brings it with it a lot of sensitivity, and I'm being drawn to the cross here in the image. So there's the cross right there, like the one connected to Jesus. And I'm not religious, but there's that aspect of Christ consciousness that is connected to Jesus Christ. And we are approaching the Christmas season, and this will be that Christmas star in the sky. So this, I feel like, has a really profound metaphorical, symbolic influence over what's happening and unfolding in our society and within ourselves. So connecting to your heart center is the unconditional love of Christ consciousness. So it's crystallizing every fiber of your being into this integrity of the soul. So it's seeing all things as another aspect of you. It's God consciousness. It's consciousness of unity. That's what it is. It's unity consciousness, and that brings us into integrity, and that is the higher will. So if we allow ourselves to surrender to this higher will, which is, by the way, our will. It's not something outside of us. It is our will. So there's nothing that you need to fear in surrendering to that, because it's you just at a higher level. It's you as you play every single role in every single person in the world that you see around you. And treating your neighbor as you would have them treat you is part of that. That's Christ consciousness. That's why that was the main message. It's because it's heart-centered and in that knowing at soul level that every single other person is literally you in another soul fragment, in another soul expression, in another soul aspect. So we are quite literally all one, but we are experiencing ourselves in all of these little fractals and fragmentations, and we are crystallized sort of versions of that. So it's interesting because my eye was just drawn to a snowflake decoration that I have hanging on my door, just out of shot, and it happened to snow for the first time before Christmas in years here where I am in Vancouver, British Columbia. Usually we just get rain. Sometimes it'll start to snow in January, but it started snowing today. And it was funny because I was just having a conversation with my boyfriend just earlier, before it started snowing, maybe 30 minutes before it started snowing. And we were saying, oh, it's been a long time since we've seen it snow before Christmas. And then boom, it happened. So the manifestation is so fast right now. When you put your focus on something and you set that intention, it's really creating and manifesting that. So the snow itself represents crystallized consciousness, right? So this is the expansion of Christ consciousness in water molecules. So if you guys are familiar with Dr. E, recommend going and doing some research on Dr. Emoto and his water experiments using crystallized water samples. And he also did this with food and plants as well. So it was seeing how consciousness affects physical expressions in our reality, because And why is that the case? Because we are all connected. So we are all one aspect experiencing ourselves in these multidimensional sort of fractals of ourself. So this realization, this consciousness brings us our true power. When we are in integrity, if we're not in integrity, that power will not be granted because we won't be responsible enough to receive it. So with great power comes great responsibility. If you guys know what quote that's from, leave it in the comments. It's one of my favorites and I use it a lot. So if you know what it's from, it's superpowers. So let's see what else comes up. We've got the King of Pentacles. So this is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. We are moving into Capricorn season now, horoscope wise, and we are moving out of the age of Capricorn. So we are still in it, but we're not in it. So it's a kind of a weird middle ground. But the Pentacles energy is all about groundedness, physicality, and being very connected to the material aspects of life, where Aquarius is not. It's from Spider-Man, you're right. Yes, Nismo, you got it. You're right, it's from Spider-Man. My favorite. So let's see what else comes up here. We've got the Three of Wands, being about integrity as we communicate with others, as we work on building what we would like to see in the world. Sensitivity, we have the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups. Okay, let me talk about these really quickly. So with the Four of Cups and the Hanged Man, I just get the sense that this is reevaluating kind of what we value. And that's where that King of Pentacles energy comes in. It's like we are moving from one era to the next. So we are going to be reevaluating what we really value as individuals and as a society. So we'll have to look at, is this in integrity? Is this something that is aligned with our greater good, our highest expression, our soul empowerment, not only as individuals, but as a human collective? Because we're all connected. So what one person experiences, it filters through to the rest. And what one person chooses opens up pathways and portals for the rest as well. Christopher is asking, is God coming to Earth? Yes and no. So what I'm saying here is that we are God, Christopher. We are God. We are God crystallized fractals here on earth. This is our higher will. So it's not a rebirth of Jesus. It's not a personification of God outside of ourselves. It is us. It's us embodying that God consciousness that is our right, and it is who we are, and we have simply forgotten it. We have been immersed within this matrix of reality that part of it is forgetting who we are. And when we empower ourselves as divine souls and we allow this higher will to be embodied within us physically, this is Christ consciousness. That's right. This is Christ consciousness. This is the return of Christ. It's not a person. It's not something outside of us. It is us. It's us and each individual choosing that for ourselves. So we do have to reevaluate patterns of choice, behaviors, things that we have contributed to that are out of alignment with that do not serve our embodiment of Christ, of that God source consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So it's really just stepping into your soul empowerment. And that's why I do the work that I do with so many clients doing soul realignment and Reiki. It's connecting to the God consciousness. Reiki is universal life force energy, which is source energy, which is therefore God consciousness. And soul realignment is to do with discovering and uncovering who you are at soul level and how you can express in an empowered way, in a powerful soul aspect kind of way, instead of kind of going through life thinking that you're not the creator of your reality, which leads to, or can lead to, a lot of disempowering choices, behaviors, and things like that. Now, those are all important too. Making the wrong choices is very important for our soul growth. That's how we learn. We have to make mistakes. We have to go through those experiences, because how else can you learn? You can't learn by being told something. You really learn most profoundly, most deeply when you go through that experience yourself. And this is our true power. It's coming through these realizations and experiences that we've had, and how that reflects on our behaviors here, on our choices, on our sense of empowerment. Yes, thank you, Mr. S, for asking. You can send money through super chat, I do have the super chat function enabled down below. So if you're liking what you're hearing or you want to support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Yes, and I did receive a donation this morning. It was not on super chat; it was just a donation to the channel from an anonymous person. So thank you so much for sending that. I really, really appreciate that, you guys. You know, it really means a lot to me, and it warms my heart to know that this channel is making a difference in people's lives, and that the information that I share and the work that I do is valued. So thank you for that. Really, thank you. Okay, so back to this judgment. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, it was you, Jared. Thank you. I was like, who is this from? Thank you so much. So we have the judgment card, which is kind of exactly what we were talking about here. So this is the embodiment of Christ consciousness. It's an awakening at a global level. So this is a massive rebirth. It's a resurrection, and it's not the resurrection of, you know, Christ from, you know, his own death or from the crucifixion. It's funny that we've got that cross symbolism and then we've got the judgment card. So I just really get the sense that this is us. Like I was saying, this is us resurrecting ourselves. This is us calling up the past versions of ourselves that have learned so much and integrating all of that information to be able to expand our consciousness into a more, into a more unity sort of aspect. So there was one time that I was doing a meditation, and I remember I was myself, and I was just kind of seeing all these things in front of my eyes, which I see clairvoyantly. So that happens a lot. That's normal for me. And all of a sudden, I started to be taken outside of my human consciousness. And it's like I was being pulled back through all of these like tubes of consciousness. And I was kind of seeing flashes of other people's consciousness and what it would be like to be in their body, experiencing their life from their perspective. And I got pulled all the way back, and it was like branches of a tree, and all of these were connected. And the creator source, our source consciousness, our original consciousness, was able to look through all of those tubes and kind of see through those branches of the tree to each individual aspect. And I was pulled all the way back to source consciousness, where I was just source. I was all of it. I was everything. And this is true for all of us. Obviously, that doesn't just apply to me, because literally all of those other branches are aspects of source as well, which is you and you and you and you, and it's all of us. So we are that source consciousness, and raising our perspective to that level, getting that higher awareness of self, is what this resurrection is all about. That's what this great conjunction is, I think, activating in our society. And some of that will create resistance in some people who are not ready to take the responsibility that comes with this power, because it does require that you love yourself, that you love and treat others kindly, that you take responsibility for your actions. It requires that you behave, you know, in a way that is aligned with this higher will, which is not easy. It's easier to not do that. But yeah, ego resistance, exactly. You're so right, Midnight Rider. Nice name, by the way. Christopher, a question again. I'm sorry, I'm just curious, but is Saturn and Jupiter going to hit? No, they are so far away from each other. A conjunction just means that they are energetically aligned at the same degree in the sky. So they are really super far apart. They just kind of, they align into the same degree. So there's no cataclysmic energy here. There's no destruction. There's nothing like that. This is nothing to be afraid of. This is just an interesting astrological event that we haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, no fear, no fear. Fear is the absence of awareness. Fear is the absence of trust. And ultimately, the highest form of trust is connecting with this God consciousness, because when you know that you are everything, you're not just the other people. You're also the planets, you're also the sun, you're also the multiple universes that exist. Now, don't get me started on that, but I will talk about that soon, because no, Christopher, there's no need to be scared. Oh, no, you sweet soul, there's no need to be scared. You are the divine creator. You are source. You are creating this reality. There's nothing to be afraid of. And anything that happens, you are infinite anyway. So there's no such thing as death, really, because you just change forms. You just awaken to the remembrance of who you really are at soul level, which is the all consciousness. Oh, thank you. We are in this together. We are one. So yes, of course, we're in this together. Um, yes, you can send a super chat for personal questions as well. Thank you for asking. It is only the same degree from our perspective on Earth. Yes, that's right. They are here in conjunction to serve us and our greater good. Very, very true, Temperance. Yes, I totally agree. Are we going to see it right now? Probably not. Maybe at night, depending on where you are on the planet. When does it happen? Today, Chase. It's happening today. Jared, am I still on a vegan or plant-based diet? Yes, I am. I've wavered a little bit from it in the past like 2 months, and then I started to really notice my mental and physical energy absolutely just crashing. So I had to return to gluten-free vegan, so no dairy, no gluten, no meat products. How will this affect manifestations? Good question. So the manifestations are super important at this time because we are creating with a whole new energy. So we're stepping into this Aquarian energy, which is different from the Capricorn energy that we've been in for the last 100 or 200 years. I can't remember. By the way, guys, again, I've said this before, but I'm not an astrologer. And I don't know the time of when this is happening. I just know that it's happening today because today is the solstice. So I think it might have already happened, but you can check on Google and see what the actual time is for the conjunction. But this energy is going to be playing out for the next 20 to, and then further into the next 200 years. So manifestations are super important. And what and how do we manifest? Through intention, through awareness, through action. It's all of these things together. And I talk about this a lot in my soul realignment practice with clients. I say it's really important to have that awareness, to be accountable to what you've created in the past, and then to shift those patterns of choice to ones that are more aligned. Okay, so music dreams. How does Jaden feel about me, and will we get anywhere on a relationship level? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, like a personal question in terms of that. Well, okay, well, let's pull a card for you. I was gonna wait till later to do this, but music dreams, let's see what's coming through. The Magician, that's so funny because we were literally just talking about manifestation. So this comes down to your level of empowerment. So power is here with the Magician card, and this is about integrity. So whether it's about your personal life and your relationships, this applies to literally everything. So even people who aren't in that personal situation, it still applies, because this is really about manifesting what we want and being in that sense of empowerment. If you feel disempowered and you're constantly thinking about somebody that you don't have, or you're allowing your energy to be distracted from your current human experience and what you're trying to manifest, that is disempowering in and of itself. Feeling like you need something outside of yourself is a lack mentality, and that is pervasive within our society. We are taught to fear, we are taught to have lack beliefs from a really young age here. So it's important that we kind of recognize that. Let's see what else wants to come through. We'll get one more and then we'll get back to, yeah, okay, so Seven of Cups, music dreams. This is a little bit of a lack of clarity here. So you might not know what it is that you're feeling. There's some emotional confusion here that kind of needs to be addressed. Heart healing will help that. They're drawing my eye to this card for you specifically. So heart healing through lack of attachment. Yeah, so they're saying detaching from the attachment to needing this to work out in some kind of a way, because when you release the attachment, that's when you manifest. So in terms of manifestation at a general level, let's look at it this way. So let's imagine a mother who's trying to get pregnant, and she's putting so much energy into this idea of pregnancy that what she's actually doing is pushing it away, because there's so much fear that it won't happen. The more emotional attachment you have to a manifestation, the more you push it away. The more that you set the intention and then completely release it, sometimes even forgetting about it, the quicker it'll actually come to you, because you're less emotionally invested in it. Now, this sounds counterproductive and counterintuitive, but let me explain. When you're trying to manifest something and you have a lot of emotional attachment to the outcome, that's when it creates resistance. Yes, if you have fear that it will happen, that creates resistance. If you have fear that it won't happen, that creates resistance. Emotions are powerful. Thought is powerful. So when you combine those together in a harmonious way to manifest, that's when you can actually start to see results. So the emotions that you do want to invest in are the ones of feeling like you already have what it is that you're trying to manifest. So for Music Dreams, if this is manifesting a love connection for you, that's loving yourself first and foremost, getting very clear about your emotions by doing some heart healing. That's really important. Connecting with your personal sensitivity is also going to be very important. So that's a really good place to start, because if you feel like you need love outside of yourself for one reason or another, that can really kind of set you back in terms of attracting it, because you are coming from a lack perspective. So I hope that that helps. Any advice with M? I saw that kind of go by there. Sorry, I will pull a card there for you. Wow, okay, you've got the 9 of Cups. Advice for M. Embody your happiness. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles as well. These are very solitary cards. So this is about focusing on yourself. If this is somebody that you're inquiring about, this is why they may be kind of isolating or pulling back, is because they're focusing on themselves. If this is for you, this is you focusing on yourself, your personal happiness, what brings you joy, what manifests for you. And this applies to everybody as well, right? These messages are for one person, but they can also apply to very many. So it's very interesting that you've got 2 9s here. 9s are also about endings, closure, cycles coming to completion, and they're connected with the Hermit in the major arcana of the tarot. So this is, again, it's like going inward, introspecting, finding answers within. By being alone, sometimes you do need to be solitary to figure that out. So I hope that that kind of gives you some insight and direction. Focus on what brings you joy, what brings you stability, what makes you feel happy, embodying that emotion, right? Because that's what manifestation is all about. Jared, will I do a video on what made me share my gifts and talent with the YouTube? Yes, I will. If you're looking for that, I would love to do that. I will make a whole video on kind of my spiritual story and what led me to where I am now, and why I do what I do. I would love to do that. Thank you for asking. So that I'll have to put that on my video ideas list. I have a whole notes page in my phone of different things I want to do. So it's just about kind of finding the time to do it, because I'm working with clients one-on-one all the time. I have remote readings I'm doing as well, and then I'm putting out content here and on Instagram too. So that's something I will be doing, you guys. And I am also, just for those of you who are, fans of the channel and the Starseed Origin series, I'm also going to be doing the next video of Starseed Origins soon as well. I'm thinking of doing parallels, because I've been having a lot of parallel souls coming forward right now. So these are souls from other universes. So that's interesting. If you believe in the multiverse theory, which I do. So yes, thank you, Jared, for the idea. I love that. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rawa. Thank you. So let's see what other cards want to come forward for the collective, and then we can start pulling some cards for individuals as well, or doing more of those, because I did a couple already, but we can do more of those. But I want to see, oh my goodness, okay. We've got some intense cards here. Oh, all right. I didn't see the question there, Jared. If you want to post it again, I saw something about alternate version of self. Yes, we are all alternate versions of each other. So you're an alternate version of me, I'm an alternate version of you. And that's where we can really understand that Christ consciousness is everybody is a soul, and all souls are ultimately coming from the same source energy. Do you believe you have an alternate version of yourself in an alternate reality? Yes. Oh, thank you, Van. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. It's so funny, because we were talking about manifestations, and I have been working on manifesting wealth, and I was intuitively guided to grab this stone that I bought like years and years and years ago, when I was really stuck in a lack mentality. I was stuck in a job that I hated. I was working myself to death. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button, guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you, guys. I forget to say that sometimes. I get so caught up in what I'm saying. But this wealth rock wanted to be with me today, and I follow my guidance, my intuition, and I grabbed it and I put it here on the table. You guys can't see it, but it's there. And you guys are sending me all of this beautiful wealth and abundance. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me that I'm supported. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear that, but they're drilling in my building today for some reason. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going. But we have the strength card and the tower card here for this collective energy that we're kind of in right now and that we're moving through. So I get the sense that this is going to be about embodying the strength to move through some changes that might happen. So we might experience some pretty tumultuous energy at a societal level. I think this is pretty expected. We've already been in this for the year of 2020. If anything, we're going to have the strength to move through the next year a lot easier than we did for this year. But there's still a little bit of trials and tribulations to kind of manage as we move forward. The best way that we can do this is to connect with that higher power, right? That's the higher will that was coming up before. And through our love, through our consciousness. Can you guys hear that in the background? Comment, let me know. I hope that you can't, but it's loud. Jared, how did I communicate how did I develop my articulate communicative skills? So that's an interesting question, Jared. Not my phone, the sound. There's like some drilling going on in my building. Yeah, you can hear the drilling. Sorry, guys. I don't know why they started to do that here. But when it comes to my communicative skills, this is actually one of my soul gifts. So I do soul realignment readings and we look at your soul type and expression. So I talk a lot about soul origins on my channel, which is your soul group of origin. That's kind of just like a flavor that's added to who you are at soul level. Your soul type is actually how you work with energy, how you is communication. So that would correlate to the throat chakra, which makes me a very good teacher, learner. I love to learn. I'm constantly retaking information, and I like to kind of share that as I go. So that's part of my gift, is because that's who I am at the level. My secondary is my third eye, which is divine truth. So that's being able to see clairvoyantly, to see the truth, communicate the truth, to advise others through counseling, which is exactly what I do. So yeah, you can see how my soul gifts are being expressed within my vocation within this lifetime. And I do help other clients to do that as well. So we look at who you are at soul level, how you work with energy, what your gifts are, and how you can apply that potentially in different realms within your life here in this incarnation. So I really just see this Six of Cups energy and the High Priestess as embodying that Christ consciousness, which is the unconditional love, the innocence, the joy. And we are remembering who we are. That's what I really feel with this. We're remembering who we are, where we come from, and all of the aspects of ourselves, which is all of us. We are all one. We are different aspects of the same soul. Mom Moosey +2, you'll be reaching out soon to work with me. Thank you so much. I look forward to that. You can reach me at services.2kdmbeyond@gmail.com. I am working on getting a website up and running, but I'm trying to do it myself to be economical and I'm not very technologically inclined, so bear with me on that. What herbal tea am I drinking? I'm drinking peppermint today. Thank you for asking. There's the High Priestess. By the way, this is in my merch. If you're interested, it's down below. Yes, I'm drinking peppermint tea, but I alternate between raspberry leaf, nettle leaf, peppermint, echinacea, and oh no. I just got disconnected. Are you guys still here with me? I reconnected. I don't know if it's working still. Oh, Heather's still here. Hi, Heather. Okay, great. Sorry, I don't know what happened with the connection there. We're back now. Okay, good. All right. So let's keep going. Well, still here. Yay. Okay, you guys are here. Thanks for letting me know, because I got the loading symbol and then it just crapped out and it said, oh, reconnect now. So I was like, okay. So let's pull some cards for you guys if you're into it, because I think we've talked a little bit about the energies of this great conjunction, unless you guys have any more questions about that. If you guys want to talk more about the Great Conjunction, we can certainly do so. Or if you guys are looking for insight for what's going on in your life, we can do that too. I'm open for what you guys want. This is for you. Okay, Jared, we'll pull a card for you. What's going on? What's going on? Last time you had the Two of Wands. Now you have the King of Wands in reverse. This is interesting. Fire sign energy, Jared. Are you a fire sign, or are you just really passionate? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, could be, could not be. I just get the sense that there's a little bit of okay, so last time you had the Two of Wands in reverse, so this could be indecision. Are you feeling indecisive about what to do with your energy, or are you feeling unmotivated about something? Let me grab one more card. You're a passionate Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, you got the two. Oh my God, Jared, you literally got the Two of Wands again. Okay, so this is about choosing a path. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How are you going to move forward? What do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? Jared, what do you want to manifest? What are you working on manifesting, and what are you passionate about? So these are the questions to kind of look at right now. The next 20 years is going to be sort of dictated energetically by what we do now. And it's not to put pressure on this moment. And there's no like right or wrong thing to do. It's just if you have the capacity to be aware of what it is that you want to manifest, then why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you put a lot of stock in that energy and invest in yourself and your future? So I just get the sense that it's going to be important for you to kind of choose what you want to do or how you want to present and share with the world. There might need to be some healing. You've got the heart healing card as well. So the Three of Wands, or sorry, Three of Swords with this heart healing. There may be some necessary heart healing, or you can make this decision and get really clear about which direction you want to go, so that you can use that very passionate, very creative energy that you have in some kind of an endeavor that will be really fulfilling for you. So that's interesting. I'd love a pull for the next month, please, for Pierre. Okay, let's see what's coming for the next month for Pierre. Oh, Pierre, just today I put out the January readings for all signs, all separate videos as per the poll that I did here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. So if you guys are interested in checking out what's going on for January for your sign, I do have those videos up. And I also have the 2021 year ahead readings, which are like an hour and a half long for every single sign. And we go really, really in depth into each individual month using tarot and oracle cards. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. But Pierre, your next month in January is looking like it's you're almost coming to the end. You're concluding something, but there's a little bit of a hesitation to just finish up that final step. Maybe it's like it feels like you're a little bit afraid of being successful. Maybe you're afraid of a little bit subconsciously, right? Now, this doesn't have to be something that you're conscious of mentally. It's kind of like in your heart, you're a little bit afraid of what it's going to require of you to fully step into your power. And that's completely understandable. That's something that we all kind of have to go through in this process to embodying our true power and showing up as the successful, empowered version of our divine souls. So this, again, heart healing can help with that, because a fear of success is actually a fear of failure. And the fear of failure comes from unworthiness. So a fear of success comes from a belief or a core wound around unworthiness. And Pierre, you are worthy. So I want you to know that you do deserve this success, and you can do it. And you've been doing fantastic thus far. You've been through a lot. I see that here with this card and with the energy I'm feeling. So you've been through a lot. You can make it that last step. You can do this. Believe in yourself and believe that you deserve it. You deserve to be successful. Okay, L dash, looking for a card. Let's see. L dash, you have the Five of Cups. So heart healing seems to be a main theme for a lot of people. So this is, oh, you have the World. You also have the Eight of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so I see these cards as an ending of a cycle for you, and there may be a little bit of grief around ending that cycle. You are working really hard on creating something new. You're focusing a lot on what you're good at and what you want to create. The relationships may be a little bit imbalanced for you right now, because that cycle is requiring you to focus on what you're creating instead of like romance or partnerships. So there may be some grieving around that. Or it could just be the ending of a cycle, maybe even an ending of a cycle of work or a partnership of some kind. So interesting. So take that how it resonates. But yeah, it feels like there's just a little bit of grief around ending this cycle, which again is completely normal and understandable. We don't like to, have things end, and that's part of being human. So Heather's transformation, we'll get a general card for you. Heather, you have the 10 of Wands. So there's a lot on the go, is there? You got a lot on your plate, Heather? This is the card of a lot of projects, a lot of things that you have on your shoulders, a lot of responsibilities. This is heaviness too, it can be. So this can be asking you or guiding you to delegate where you are able, and connect back to the passion of why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. Sometimes this card can represent it's like you get so successful that you have so much to do that you kind of lose the passion for what you were doing. It's like a rock musician who blows up and it starts becoming about the shows and the feedback and all of that kind of stuff, and they lose the passion for the music. It's like, what happened to the music? So where is that happening in your life? What happened to the music? Reconnect with real sense of passion that got started taking on all the stuff in the first place, and delegate where you can, because not one person is supposed to carry all that. No one person is supposed to have all that responsibility. So take that how it resonates. All right, guys, who else would like one? Keep putting them up because they fade fast, so I don't see them. I'm going to switch decks to the Cat Tarot. Rawa, card for you. Okay. You have the Page of Swords, and it came out like a little bit reversed. So I see this as, well, let me get a little clarifier here because, okay. So where are you needing to make a decision, or where are you not heeding the call? Where are you kind of rationalizing something? That's what I'm feeling. It's like you're rationalizing a decision that's going to majorly change your life, and you're kind of talking yourself out of it almost. It feels like you've been getting this sense or this call to action to do something a lot more profound with your life, but there's some level of resistance. So let me know how that resonates for you, but it feels like there's something a little bit off. So doing some introspection might help with that. It's in the heart chakra again. Wow, heart healing. There's a reason this came up for the collective. We're all going through this on some level. Every single message, almost every single message that's come through has involved some level of heart healing. So heart healing is going to be a major theme for all of us, and heart healing can help with making that decision or heeding that call to action, whatever that may be. All right, who's next? Connection keeps crapping out. I don't know what's going on. It's snowing where I am right now, so that snow might be disrupting the power or the Wi-Fi. Anyway, Midnight Rider, if you're still here, you got the 2 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. So I see this as there's an opportunity that you might not be taking. There's an opportunity that's coming in. Yes, you are here. Okay, good. So Midnight Rider, there's an opportunity that you're not seeing it for what it is. There may be, it's almost like this opportunity is coming in and there's options here, but you're not seeing it. It's like you're distracted with something else. So just kind of bringing this to your awareness. They're bringing this to your awareness for a reason. Maybe this is opportunity that's going to come in soon. So be on the lookout for it if it hasn't already come in. You have the 3 of Swords as well. This card came out from the other deck too, for Jared. So heart healing, again, they just keep really driving this home. Heart healing is, again, it's a collective thing. So healing your heart is so important, because when we have a blocked heart or heart wounding or things that are going on there, or even attachments or cords, it really limits our ability to empower ourselves, to be connected to ourselves, and to show up as that divine being that we are. If we have some wounds, we just won't have access to it. So healing that heart, some energy and space for you to actually work with on a really powerful level. So I would recommend doing some of that as well. If you need help with that, again, if you guys need heart healing support, that's what I do. So we can do Reiki or Akashic. Card for Rocio, I saw that, or Rocio, I don't know how to say it. The sun. Beautiful energy of awareness and growth, rebirth. Since I just get this really nice feeling of contentment. It's like this cat laying in the sun, just basking in the warm rays and being really resplendent. The word resplendent is coming through for you. So connect with that resplendent energy, because that's what's coming through for you in this conjunction and moving forward. So that's great. Rocio. Okay, Rocio. Yes, that's for you. So resplendent. You are resplendent. Beautiful. Okay, so you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. Okay, so who else would like a card? General solstice message. Good one. Yeah. So we did kind of talk about that before. We talked about the general solstice message being about the Aquarian energy mixing with that old Capricorn energy, and Saturn and Jupiter making sort of like this mix of expansiveness and restriction. So it's a little bit of a push-pull. You got the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, or rather we all did, because this is solstice energy, but the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, this kind of, it shows me that you're looking to move into a new direction. This solstice may be bringing you an opportunity to reevaluate where you are invested away from that, or try something different. Oh, this is fun. Yay, Michelle, I'm so glad you're having fun. Me too. So moving away from something that just doesn't really feel emotionally fulfilling anymore for you could be something that the solstice is triggering. So keep that in mind. Card for my heart, please, for Prana Apana. Prana Apana. I love it. Oh, you got the Queen of Cups. Oh, there's a second card behind this. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, so where have you been betrayed or hurt, rejected, or like lied to? Where have you been hurt? Where have you been wounded in your heart? This is heart healing. Again, we're going into heart healing. A lot of the messages here today are about that. So the Queen of Cups is the emotional nurturing energy. This is also your psychic abilities and your intuitive nature. So connect with your sensitivity. Yes, there's that message that came up earlier. Sensitivity. Connect with your sensitivity, Prana, because that's going to help you to heal what this emotional wound is. And it might be at the mental level, or it might be at the emotional level, or both. The emotional body and the mental body are separate but connected. So they do kind of play off of each other. So it can be really fruitful for you to connect with the beliefs and the thought patterns based on things that you've experienced and internalized that have created a separation within yourself and limited you from really feeling that true sense of love and empowerment that you can and you do have within you. It's just about healing so that you can embody more of that on a daily basis. So I hope that helps. Please and thank you for doing these live for so long and then I didn't. Michelle Silman, a card for you. Okay, you're welcome, Prana. Thank you for asking questions. Okay, Michelle, you have a bunch here. So you've got the Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands, Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Fool. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of Wands energy here. See if this works. Come on, internet, you can do it. Okay, we're back. Michelle, so there's a lot of fast moving energy here. There's a lot of expansion is what I'm sensing. So you're feeling really inspired, really passionate. You might have a lot on the go, but in this context, I feel like it's actually a good thing. I feel like all of the stuff that you have going right now is stuff that you've manifested and that you're creating, and you're going to continue to move forward with that. Oh, there's a hidden card behind the Fool card. It was stuck together. You have Temperance. So have a little bit of patience as a lot of this energy unfolds. It might happen a little bit quickly. So I don't know why they're putting patience and things happening quickly together. But it might feel overwhelming, but just have patience yourself through the process of kind of juggling all of this, all of these projects or all of this energy that you're wanting to put in. The Fool could be connected to, I don't know why, but I'm getting like a child or a son. I don't know if you have children, but there's a young male energy. Yeah, so that's coming through. I don't normally get that, so that's interesting from coming from that Fool card. So it could be in something to do with your children. Jared, no, I don't speak French, although I was born in Ottawa, so I probably should. I learned French from a young age, and then we moved to Vancouver, which doesn't speak French, and so I lost it. So I was fluent for a time, but I was like 6 or 7, and then I lost it, and through my teens, never spoke French again. So I speak un petit peu français, but not very well. One of my best friends is French, and she would teach me like one French word, and I would teach her one English word, and her favorite was sporadic. She loved the word sporadic. And she taught me passer sur le piton, which is press the button. Because we played a lot of video games. Okay, so who else would like a card? Oh, dernier. My accent's so bad. Feeling a bit nervous, Jazzy? Okay, Jazzy, what's going on with Jazzy? Why are you feeling nervous? Nope. I thought it was that one. It's not. We're going to keep going. So you're nervous about putting yourself out there? Maybe because of what's going on in the world. Have you been isolating? Have you been required to isolate, or have you been spending a lot of time alone? This can sort of contribute to that. So maybe just connect to that feeling, connect to that nervousness, connect to that anxiety, and just listen to it. It's bringing you a message. It's information. So when your body feels something, it means that it needs to communicate something to you. And a lot of the times what we do when we feel anxious is we try to distract from it, or not listen to it, or not feel it. But by doing so, we actually kind of perpetuate it, because we're resisting it and pushing it away. What we resist persists. So feel that energy, connect to it, say, hey, I'm here and I'm listening. And how can I help you? What do you need right now from me? And something will often come up. So I have just social anxiety. I have all sorts of things from my childhood through some and it has impacted kind of my life, and I'm healing from it continuously, and I teach others how to do the same thing. But the best thing you can do for yourself is to listen to those anxious feelings and to hear what they're trying to tell you, what the message is that they're bringing, and what they need from you to help comfort and feel more stable and secure. And if that means more alone time, then spend more time alone. If that means reaching out to other people, then do so, even if it's just by text or Skype or something like that. Chandani, should you wait to move? I hesitate to answer questions that are kind of like yes or no like that, especially when it comes to really physical decisions. We can get guidance on it, but it's more so like it's a personal choice, and there's infinite probability. So it's kind of what aligns with you the most. So we'll pull a card just because, so you have the Empress. Okay, so the Empress is really super grounded and really fruitful. So I get the feeling that the guidance for you here around whether you should move or not is basically you can create a home anywhere you go. This is kind of like Taurus energy. So anywhere that you reside, you can make a home and cultivate an empire for yourself. So it's really about what you want. Does it feel aligned with you at this point? If not, then no. If yes, then go for it. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. You know what's best for you. That's really the goal here. And wait, asking about how long it took for tarot. So we've got like a second. I think I started reading tarot like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5. It was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 3 years. 3 years ago. So I started reading tarot 3 years ago, and it completely changed my life. And I started a YouTube channel, and I learned tarot by watching other readers on YouTube read tarot cards. And I enjoyed kind of looking at all of the different ways that people's individual perspectives were interpreting these cards and the archetypes within the cards. I'm fascinated by archetypes. That's why I love Jungian psychology. That's why I studied psychology in university. And that's why I work with archetypes at soul level as well. And the tarot does really represent that. Tarot helped me make a major life decision when I was younger too. So that my first experience with tarot was more than 3 years ago. It was probably like 7 years ago. My mom had a tarot deck, and she did a reading for me because I was kind of in a situation that I didn't really know how to get out of. And the tarot really gave me the guidance and the perspective, as well as the confirmation that I needed to make that decision that I knew was right for me. I already knew it. The tarot was just a confirmation. So that's what I use tarot for as well. It's kind of like, it's confirming what we already know and expanding on some of those knowings with additional information, which can be really beneficial too. So it probably took me about 3 years to learn tarot, maybe less actually, because I started reading tarot online after like a year. But I'm a fast learner because that's one of my gifts at soul level. I learn things really quickly because I'm very um, I kind of immerse myself in really obsessive about it. So it's kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing, because I get really obsessed and then I like can't focus on anything but that one thing. Hashtag 88. So yeah, and I worked with a app that had a card of the day. I would constantly read those every day, and I still do card of the day readings over on my Instagram if you guys are interested, or you follow me there at 2kitty and beyond, all one word. So let's pull a few more cards and then I'm gonna call it a day because my legs are starting to fall asleep. So anybody else with a question? Nismo, card for you. Whoa, that shot out really quick. Knight of Pentacles, Nismo, and it fell right on top of the Knight of Pentacles. This is awesome. So this is some pretty intense Pentacles energy you have here. So are you manifesting abundance in your life? Are you creating stability for yourself? Are you feeling nurtured by your ability to attract and manifest wealth? I really get the sense that you are really focusing on your financial situation right now. Is super mega empowered energy with both of these King of Pentacles. It's like you can be the king of money, or the queen of money, or whatever, you know what I mean, depending on what gender you are or that you identify with. So this is really super powerful. Stand in that energy. Research more on the card of the Knight. I don't know why I keep saying Knight. King of Pentacles to find out additional messages that may be coming through for you. But this is really about wealth, abundance, stability, growth, affluence. Wow. Okay, great. Good for you. Lots to celebrate there. Because I knew that I'm not, an isolated being within this existence. I know that I am a fractal of all of you as well. And so my story is your story. Maybe it might be different. We might have different perspectives or beliefs or experiences, but we are all one. And archetypally, our lives reflect each other. So sharing this can help others. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I'm doing now. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you. The comments fade really quickly, so I don't read the whole thing, but I'm going to go back and read them after. So thank you for commenting. Yay. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a day because it's 60 minutes already, and that's usually like my cutoff. I like to not go further than an hour. Ooh, I just got a pitch change in my left ear. So they want me to talk about that really quickly before I go. So pitch changes in the left ear I associate with physical integrations of energy. The right ear I associate with higher mind integrations of energy. So these are messages, these are attunements, these are energy activations that come through to kind of confirm our experience. And I think what they were just confirming for me there was that I was setting a boundary because I'm starting to get tired and my legs are hurting. And normally the old Siobhan wouldn't set a boundary and she would push herself past her limits to please others. And so I'm learning to set boundaries in a healthy way, knowing that, I'm honoring my needs and I'm also supporting others as well. So boundaries. I love it. Yes, I will be streaming in the new year as well. I will be doing lots of new live streams. Usually I think I'm going to be doing them for yeah. It's just telling me to go because it keeps disconnecting me. So it's telling me to go. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the donations and the support, the super chats. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything. Excited. Yes, new Starseed videos coming out soon. Check out your January readings. Check out the 2021 year ahead readings. And they're drilling. So I'm going to go, guys. I love you so much. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.